Hey everybody, it's Kenny K again. I wanted to talk about a slasher movie called Fatal Games from 1984, directed by Mitchell Elliott. Now, there are not a lot of famous people in there, so um, I just took the main people and called them by their actors' names. You got Diane, the nurse. You've got Dr. Jordine. You've got Coach Wells, and you've got Coach Drew. Coach Drew does the swimming training. Coach Wells does more of the power training. The doctor, they're training 7 athletes from their school. They call him they call them the 7 medallions. They all won gold medallions, and they can play for the nationals. And if they win in the nationals, they can play for the Olympics. So there's a lot of, they well, there's a lot of strain on these guys. The stress they have to perform. Now Jordine gives fucking steroids. Now he's like Diane, the nurse, is saying because they're puking. These athletes are puking. They're having side effects. These are basically still teenagers. 17 years old, high school students, pumping full of hormones. They can't handle it, right? And Diane is saying that they have adverse effects on the hormones you're giving, and he says, "Oh, it's just temporary." And but if somebody will find out, it's your responsibility, not mine. And she said, "Oh, yeah, right. I hope you know what you're doing," she says. Then he says, "But the Russians are doing it. The East Europeans are doing it," and that's true because in the 70s, mostly all East European and especially Russia was a country at some point that won all Olympic titles, and the story is that a drunken coach, a Russian drunken coach from one training principal, said that they're using steroids, hormones, synthetic hormones. The guy, he said it in a bar. The guy took that information, went straight to Congress, and they said, "Okay, we're gonna pump uh, our athletes full of hormones." So the U.S. started winning and winning and winning. USA, everybody like that, until the time came that the Drug Enforcement Agency shut it down, and now it's forbidden. So that's a little side note, a little bit of history lesson. Now these medallion seven, you got Annie, Phil, etc. These Annie and Phil are the most. These are the two where we are the most focused on. The Annie is what does I do? I think she's a gymnast, and Phil is also a gymnast. The thing is that what happens is they get killed one by a mysterious killer, a killer that wears um, this training suit, this black training suit, with a hoodie and then all the way stringed up so you can't see, underneath a black mask, a black, nylon stocking mask, so the killer can still see. And the killer kills with a javelin, always like this, and then boom. And that's just the point. A javelin kill is cool. Once through the gut, that's cool. But fucking six people getting a javelin in the gut at some point. There's one scene where the killer is inventive enough to put on a wetsuit and, with oxygen tanks, and waits until the one of the medallion seven, she's a swimmer, and waits when she's just right above her, and then jab again, gut shot. Never like bam right through the eye or something, or stab 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 or something like that. But no, 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 no. And you see blood, and I mean, you have a little bit of gore. You see the blood coming out of the wound and the mouth, but yeah. So story wise, it's nothing we didn't see before. You've got a killer who has a vendetta against these seven people, the seven medallions, um, who has a grudge with them. Um, oh, that's Chiquita, my little doggy. Yeah. Sit. Get. Get. Alright. But it's the same also, like a group of people where the killer has a grudge towards, and wants to kill them one by one. So story wise, not so. I mean, it's typical, so it's not a big deal. The killer wearing this tracksuit and this, it remember. I rem, I thought it remembered me a lot of Graduation Day. I also reviewed that movie about a killer in a tracksuit, but he comes down on a stopwatch, and he has to kill his victim within a minute. Um, that to me was a better that to me was a better movie, because he kills with several weapons, like a football, and an NFL football player. He throws the football back, but he put a blade in it, so it's right through his chest, or one of those, those pole jumpers. He fly on a bed of nails, and I mean, there's a little bit of ingenuity in, a little bit different things. Um, but this one, no, just javelin kills. The characters are. You've got some hammy, especially between the Medallion 7 characters. That's why I only said Annie and Phil are probably the two most liked characters in the movie from the Medallion 7. The rest are just there to be killed. Stupid, ignorant characters. Dr. Jordine is basically your fucking criminal who basically injects teenagers with illegal synthetic hormones, and and if asked, he has this terrible hissy fit. didn't look well. Coach Weller and Drew, these were two okay coaches. I mean, one coach was like really Weller, Coach Weller, the strength coach was really, calling them sissies. Can't you do more? Oh, my grandmother can bench more. And then eventually the athlete went angry and he said, "Listen, you did a good job. You did a good job. One or two things. He just wanted to push him, or he was scared." But I think he just wanted to push the athlete so he could push through his limits, right? Um, Coach Drew was the one who everybody came for solace, for solitude, and to talk with her about problems and things of that like that nature, especially the hormones. And Diane too, she's also somebody who really doesn't want those hormones in your body, and she's really trying to take care of you. Now, the main, like the staff, except Dr. Jardine, they're all good. The thing is, finding the killer, I can, without spoiling, say it's not one of the Medallion 7, it's one of those 4 staff members. And what I can, that's not a spoiler, but it's more of, I never would have thought that would be the case why the killer kills. So a really cool motive. Yeah, really cool motive. For back at that time, it's never been done, I think. But a cool motive. So yeah, so let's go to the positives. You've got a killer with a cool motive, but at the same time bland, really bland. You've got characters, most of them, let's say 70%, 60-70% of the characters are really bad. Acting's bad, their mannerisms bad. They're just bad. And the story is something we've seen before. So those are actually what I'm considering my negatives. Positives are, like I said, the only positive actually I can say is the killer's motive to kill. That was something that surprised me, and that was there, because there wasn't atmosphere and tension. That was, so like I said, when the killer is revealed and it's talking about why the killer is doing it, that's cool. But the rest, like I said, just the Coach Weber, Coach Drew, there's Diane, those are 3 good actors, 3 good characters. Dr. Jardine can kiss my ass, and the Medallion 7 can all kiss my ass, except Annie and Phil. Yeah. So I'm gonna give this movie a 4.5. That's watch on your own risk. Watch on your own risk. So if you're a slasher fan and you really wanna put this from your, notch this from your label of slasher movies that you've seen to see, because a lot of people try to see them all, right? This one isn't so bad like the extremely bad ones that are just stupid, not even so bad it's good, but even bad slasher movies. Low budget bullshit movies. I'll personally never see those. The only moment that I would review that is somebody who would request that, but um, it's an okay slasher movie. It's still in that area of okay, but it's a watch on your own risk because you may not like it because you've seen it before. But it's interesting to wait till the end to see the reveal and the motive of the killer. So that's it. Subscribe and see you next time. Adios, muchachos.